Announcing the commencement of the first purge.
I want you to change the world, and don't think that this is going to happen peacefully or you can do it alone. We need to kill the rich. You get out there, you use your weapons, and you rip Washington apart. You hunt down the billionaires, the bank bosses, the CEOs, the scumbags and the liars, the governors, the lobbyists, the senators, because they're all the same, and you hang them.
Just remember all the good the purge does.
Good morning, everyone. It's July 21st, 2018. I'm Eric. I'm here at DCDirtyLaundry.com, the Bohemian Grove, where conservative Christian leaders go to dabble in the occult. This comes from Dean Garrison. I've tried to make other videos this morning. I just kept getting tongue-tied. Hopefully it goes a little better in this video. So for anyone who believes that there are only or truly two distinct political parties in the United States of America and that the mainstream media only covers for those with liberal ideology, this article isn't for you. It will upset you because it's going to expose some truth about men that you may idolize. Can you handle the truth? Most political sycophants cannot. I am a conservative and I do not hide that. However, I consider myself an independent conservative, and what I am about to reveal is one of the many reasons why I simply can't take the red pill and worship the Republicans. I am, however, a believer in Jesus Christ. For our readers who also consider themselves to be Christian, let me ask you a simple question. Would you be interested in attending a ritualistic retreat that was highlighted by a 40-foot owl god in which men in dark robes honor such a god with a mock human sacrifice? The Washington Post is one of the few mainstream media sources to ever report on the Bohemian Grove. Here is an excerpt from the 2011 article. It happens every year, and your political heroes might just be in attendance. The following is a brief look inside the yearly summer camp for America's power elite. Every July, some of the richest and most powerful men in the world gather at a 2,700-acre compound in Monte Real, California, for 2 weeks of heavy drinking, secret talks, druid worship, and revering the redwoods, and other rituals. Their purpose to escape the frontier culture or uncivilized interests of common men. The people that gather at the Bohemian Grove, who have included prominent business leaders, former U.S. presidents, musicians, and oil barons, are told that weaving spiders come not here, meaning business deals are to be left outside. One exception was in 1942, when a planning for the Manhattan Project took place at the Grove, leading to the creation of the atomic bomb. A spokesman for the Bohemian Grove say that people that gather here share a passion for the outdoors, music, and theater. The club is so hush-hush that little can be definitively said about it, but much of what we know today is from those who have infiltrated the camp, including Texas-based filmmaker Alex Jones. In 2000, Jones and his cameraman entered the camp with a hidden camera and were able to film a Bohemian Grove ceremony, and it's called Cremation of Care. During the ceremony, members wear costumes and cremate a coffin effigy called Care, before a 40-foot owl in the deference to the surrounding redwood trees. The interpretation of what goes on there is generally considered to be the content of conspiracy theories. After all, burning effigies and mimicking human sacrifice is perfectly normal. All Christian men do such things, right? The guest list isn't, or is like a historic who's who of the Republican Party. Richard Nixon, Ronald Reagan, Colin Powell, George W. Bush, and George H.W. Bush have been photographed there. Wikipedia has a partial membership roster, past and present, which includes more than just political figures. For instance, actor Clint Eastwood is listed as a member. Senior political analyst for CNN Dave Gordon is an admitted member. Gordon served as an advisor for 4 presidential administrations: Nixon, Ford, Reagan, and Clinton. I think his response to the ambush journalism in the following video is worth noting. And we've all seen this video, right? Where he gets pissed off.
Okay, one last question. I read a Washington Times article many years ago where you had a comment about the organization, and then now it's been in the Wall Street Journal, it's been in a lot of different newspapers, and that's the Bohemian Grove. And back in, what was it, 1996, when you joined as a Clinton advisor, the Republicans were criticizing you. Oh, what about Bohemian Grove? And then you countered them by saying, "Hey, I don't run around in the woods naked." What did that mean?
So, no. It's not just liberals that have these weird little rituals. It's all of them. And this is why I keep telling you people that these two parties at the higher levels are no different. They are exactly the same. The parties are made for you to fight over which candidate is right, and nothing else. These parties are there to divide the people at the street level, not at the the judicial level or the executive level or any of the wings. They're not there to divide those people. These parties are created to divide you and me. So, you keep falling for the bullshit every year or every election cycle, and you keep voting for these people. Why? What have they done for you? Besides rob you of your wealth, your labor. Besides dictate to you what you may and may not do. What have they done for any of us? I mean, they're both guilty of horrible fucking crimes against us and our children. And more so against our children. And you people out there keep giving these assholes consent. Why? Why? Are you really that fucking stupid? Okay, so there are a lot of theories behind the inspiration for this ceremony. Some say it's the Illuminati or ancient Egypt. The source is irrelevant. It rings of pure evil. It's difficult to believe that men who were some of my early heroes, like Ronald Reagan, would participate in something like this. Yeah. Some might say the ceremony is satanic. How does it make you feel after watching it? The larger problem with the Bohemian Grove, oh God, man, this is why I stopped making these videos today. The larger problem with the Bohemian Grove is that the accusations do not stop at a simple ceremony. The ritual may be sick and twisted, but is no more sick and twisted than many things we see every day on television. Sex trafficking and murder at the Grove. Some believe that Stanley Kubrick's last film, Eyes Wide Shut, was an expose of secret societies like the Bohemian Club. The perverse sexual rituals in the movie are beyond what most can believe could possibly be more than creative fiction. He died just a few days after the final cut was submitted. Some conspiracy theorists suggest that this was no coincidence and that he went too far in exposing the elite. But it's more than just a movie. It is more than just the humorous accusation of grown men running around naked. There have been serious accusations of sex trafficking involving primarily young men. There have also been stories of real human sacrifices or murders that happen at the Grove. In this video, Peter Alexander Chernoff claims to have witnessed the murder of Kevin Collins.
Peter, and I think it's very public.
Damn it.
Children being sacrificed to the Grove. You know, I did. And I think it's very public. It's revolving around the case of missing child case of Kevin Collins. And if anybody looks it up on the internet, they still say that it's an unsolved case. I've been to law enforcement in San Francisco. I may have mentioned this for the first time back in 2003 while I was still in jail for another issue. And I thought I would be on death row. I, myself, Peter Alexander Chernoff, am one of 3 people that have witnessed ritualistic murders of children during the 80s up here, during the 80s. The other one is David Schurter, and then the third person is Paul Bonacci, who was made well known in the book by Senator John DeCamp, The Franklin Cover-Up. Peter.
Okay, you just heard what the dude said. Okay, so Mr. Chernoff even names the participants in a ritualistic killing. Willie Brown, Arlen Specter, Barney Frank, Cardinal Roger Maloney, Joseph Ratzinger, Pope Benedict, Robert Byrd, George H.W. Bush, Warren Buffett, and Dr. Michael Aquino. Those are some household names, and it would be hard to believe that such a team could be assembled, let alone assembled for a ritualistic murder. He makes bold claims for certain. Is Chernoff a nutcase? Possibly. But he is not the only one who has talked of ritualistic killings and sacrifices that are linked to this elitist club. Paul Bonacci claims to be both a witness and a participant in the rape of a young boy, which eventually culminated in the boy's murder. Investigators have claimed that this took place on the grounds of the complex. we don't want to dive too deeply into these conspiracy theories today, but if you would like to find out more about this angle, I would suggest you Google the Franklin cover-up. There are many bizarre accusations that are pointed directly at Reagan and Bush Sr. So, again, it's not only the left that participates in these kind of fucking crazy rituals. It's all of the higher-ups. It's all of your political heroes. And any of them who are not in one of these clubs, they don't get very far. I mean, I can only think of a couple of exceptions to this, and that would be the Paul family, Ron Paul and Rand Paul. And even Rand Paul, to some degree, has sold out to Monsanto. I do not need to know the veracity of these conspiracies to know that I have little respect for anyone who belongs to this club. Seeing the ritual of cremation of care is enough for me to know that I could never be part of it. Somehow I don't see the humor in a child being sacrificed to an owl god, whether it is real or not. This is dabbling in the occult, and it is evil. I can't believe for a moment that my Creator would approve of this. I keep telling you that the Republicans, the right, they hide behind the veil of Christianity. They're not really Christians. They don't really follow the teachings of Jesus Christ. If they did, our nation would be much, much better off than what it is today. They follow a whole different doctrine. And we all know what that doctrine is. It's Luciferianism. It's occultism. It's everything but Christian. So, you know, I urge the people in the walk away movement to not walk into this shit, because these guys are just as guilty as the leftists of doing terrible things to our children and our country. So, anyway, thought I'd share this with you. Hope you all have a great day, and remember, kill the state before the state kills you.